On today's episode of How the Government is Wasting Your Money and what can we learn about this for our personal finances, take a look at this, because this has probably got to be the worst waste of money that I've seen for a long time. And that's saying something. Let's take a look at this, shall we? Because this is supposedly the new vanity revamped makeover redesign of the gov.uk logo. Can you tell what they've done? Because they haven't done a lot. So let's zoom into this one here so you can see what the current logo looks like. That's what the current logo looks like. Gov.uk. That's all it needs to say, because that's the website. The new one, they've moved the dot. As far as I can tell, they've moved the dot. Now, is that supposed to symbolize some kind of live, we're online kind of, I don't know. What is it supposed to symbolize? What does that symbolize to you? Let me know in the comments. They've moved the dot. But the waste of money is this. Apparently, that's cost £500,000 of taxpayers' money. Why on earth would they spend £500,000 to redesign it at all, let alone to move the dot? I don't even think they've changed the font look. They haven't even changed the font. Unless it's a very, very similar font that's, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's changed to me. And I don't think the crown bit, I don't think that's changed much either. I don't think it's changed at all. I think they've moved the dot. Have they seriously spent £500,000 on that? It says here, the Gov.uk site used by millions for essential services such as tax returns, passport renewals, etc., etc. I don't think anyone's looking at the logo when they go to gov.uk to do what they need to do. If anything, some people will think it's fake because they are used to seeing this one. So, you know, black and white, crystal clear, Gov website, everyone knows what it is. Are they now changing the background to be blue, which looks sort of NHS-esque as well? Some people have labelled it cheap, tacky, absolutely diabolical. Youssef said it's a waste of public money. He said it's the disrespect for taxpayers' money, and it continues to be astounding. Spending more than £500,000 on changing a logo on a government website is a joke of the taxpayers' money, etc., etc. Now, let me just contrast and compare. With my channels here, you can see that I've had new designs done. Now, that is absolutely no credit to me whatsoever. I mean, I took the photograph, but the designs, i.e. the logo design, the little button design, the fact that it's blurred out nicely. You've got this symbol, which is BBB, by the way, the 3 Bs. And it's also spread across my other channels. So this is Black Belt Barrister. This is Black Belt Secrets with my other photograph here from my peak training days. This is my Black Belt Wealth channel, where we are right now. Those designs have all been done by Martin Lewis, which is at martinlewis.design. I'll link below. Not sponsored. What I can tell you is he didn't charge £500,000 to do the designs. He even designed the range of merch here, look, which is at merch.blackbeltbarrister.com. Or you can buy them on the links underneath the videos on YouTube here. And in fact, he didn't charge at all. He did them to support the channel. So why on earth is the government spending £500,000 on a logo redesign? Now, enough about the rant about that, because I think that's utterly disgraceful. So what can we take and learn from this for our own personal wealth journey here? Quite simply, don't waste money and don't even spend money unless you absolutely have to. So many people, and this goes, it'll be a little bit of a rant here, but this goes for a lot of people when they start up a business or they start up a new enterprise or whatever. They go absolutely to town on spending money on the website and the business cards and the logo and the design and the brand and everything else. Now, that's all very well when you are established and you need a good design, you need a good logo, you need a bit of a revamp, you need to up the game a little bit, and you need to really stand out. And you need something that really reflects who you are and what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve. And then I can assure you, designers then really know what they're doing, because I chopped and changed for ages before Martin came along and helped do those designs, and I wouldn't have got anywhere close to that. I've tried a few different things over the years, trying to keep it simple but looking somewhat smart as well, but his are just fantastic. But most people, when they set up a business, they go to town on these designs, and I've done it myself. Like years ago, they do launch parties. I'm guilty of doing that myself. I launched a website and I invited high-profile people to come and visit the launch of the website. It was in studios in Birmingham, and we had lots of machines open with the website so people could register for the website and all this sort of stuff. Waste of time and a waste of money. So wherever you can get away without spending the money, and you don't need to spend the money, absolutely save your money. Now that goes whether it's your own personal household finances, it goes whether you're setting up a new business, a new whatever. If you're interested in setting up on YouTube, then don't rush out and buy camera equipment. He says as he spent thousands of pounds on different lenses because I'm absolutely fanatical about tech and stuff like that. Buy Sony, by the way, when you are buying this stuff, because it's the best. But you don't need all of that. When you're starting out, most people have a phone, and the phone is perfectly good. Take Mr. Beast by way of example. I think he said he got to 100,000 subscribers on an iPhone 5 or whatever it was at the time. You don't need lots of fancy equipment. He says, with the good light and the good camera and the good microphone and everything else, you don't need that to start out. I've bought these because I've grown these channels over time, and I've started to take them a bit more seriously as the time's gone on. I've done thousands of videos now. I start to take them very much more seriously. So I've bought the equipment to get slightly better lighting, to get slightly better sound coming through the microphone here. And if I turn the lights off, which I've got them all connected with Alexa. Alexa, turn off the studio. So that turns all the lights out. But you can still hear me and you can still see me. It's just turn the nice lights off around the background, and you can see the very subtle difference that it makes on me and on the background. But it doesn't really make that much of a difference. You can still see and hear me. If I were to change the ISO settings on the camera, basically if I were to lean forward, look, and change the ISO settings on the camera to let more light in, now you can probably see me. It's probably not as good quality as it was when you keep the ISO down and you get the light on, but you can still see me perfectly clearly. And that's what it'll be like with a phone. So if I change that back down again to about there, and Alexa, turn on the studio. So you take the ISO down, you get the lights on, you get the quality here, but you don't need all of that if you've got your phone. So essentially the lesson is, if you can avoid spending the money to get ahead, then absolutely save the money. I think this is a monumental waste of time. That is my opinion. That's why I share it. But the lesson here is, don't waste your money. If you found that in any way useful, or you want any tips with all the technology and YouTube and everything else, let me know in the comments. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you get ahead, save money, make money, build wealth. That's what we're here for. So for that, please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.